Wholistic Vitality Energy Healing. www.holistic-vitality.com.
So I'm Holly. This is my second session with you. So I'm trying to think. So when we first started,
Higher realms.
So I've done some shamanic journeying before. And maybe that wasn't part of it, but I've been there before. Regardless, it's like one of those places that I was like, oh yeah, this place.
You're like, I've been here.
But it was crazy because the guide I ended up getting, which was like a guide / angel-ish, but he came in like a big suit of armor, kind of like a cloak thing.
Cool.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm king, and I was like, king who? And he's like, Arthur. Okay, dink, I guess. I'm gonna go with the spirits are like, yes, Arthur. Because I was like, maybe it's not Arthur, but according to them, it's Arthur, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, so King Arthur, and then he ended up going up with me, which is cool, because already I was seeing my totem, which is an eagle, doing the spirals up into the new, like, into the next realm, basically, above us.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, here we go, like, whatever, we're doing this. So then I pop up there, and instantly I'm like, oh, look at this freaking paintbrush, and I'm just like, pulling all these like purples and pinks and like iridescent color tones, and then I'm like, and then look, you poke it, and it's just like all these like fractals just like bing out from like that vibration of sound to the color.
Wow.
And then I'm like, I'm already like, I'm in like, oh God, I was iridescent and glowing. My hair was like frilly and doing its like underwater thing.
Cool.
And so then I'm like, can do like different like sounds with my like toe tips. So I'm like dee dee dee, and I'm like totally defying gravity too, and like twisting, like launching off of stuff and whatever.
Cool.
And then I'm like creating like trees that I've drawn before, and I'm like, yes, I'm finally gonna create my reality, which is fun. And so then all of a sudden there's like a really cool thing about a turtle, and it's probably because a turtle popped up earlier today, but I'm like, oh, a turtle, and like I designed this really intricate, cool turtle that I like drew out, but it's nice because it happens so much faster in that realm instead of like
spending time doing it in real life.
Exactly, like 5 hours later, like I'm like maybe halfway done.
You're like, ping, done.
Right, exactly. I was like, bam. Oh, you'll throw that. And I was like, bam, done. Which was exciting. And then, yeah, it was interesting. And I was talking to King Arthur for a little bit, and I was thinking what other people were making, and I was like, oh, your realm's really cool too. And like, mine was really like fractally and colorful and like kind of bubbly and like a lot of movement to it.
Cool.
And there was like more of like the kind of like Tibetan feeling realm, and there was
that was by the other,
some other person that was there, not King Arthur. King Arthur had like, of course, more of like his like king's realm kind of, you know, and that was cool too. I was like, oh, I like some of that stuff, but like mine was very not like rainbowy, but like very, it's hard to explain, but
yeah,
whatever. So there's that, and then I think from there we did a little bit of the throat chakra, but while you were doing that, I was very up in that realm still, kind of playing, and I was like talking to him, and he's like, yeah, you know, just hang out, and she's just gonna do the thing for that one, and then you can like plug in with the rest of them because you'll need to. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I was just like still running around up there, just being like, yes, all the colors and fractals and noises and neat things I can do. And so that was really fun. And then
how'd you feel with the throat chakra?
I felt a lot better. And that was awesome. When you were near the end and you wound me back up through it, there was a moment where why I started laughing was because you're like, and now you're in your throat chakra, and I just like imagined myself on a hilltop just being like, ah, for no good reason, just like making the weirdest noise I could, and I just started laughing a little bit because I was like, oh my god, it's ridiculous, which is something I would do, you know, I'm like, no one's around, okay.
I'll just make some weird noises.
Exactly, just be like, ah. It's so funny. But yeah, so there was that, and then heart chakra was cool because I definitely spiritually have met the dude that I'm supposed to be with multiple times, and it was cool like having somebody else lead me through it, you know, because for me it's been like I'll meet him and I'm like, yeah, and then there's like this kind of like, maybe I'm just like imagining like it's this, maybe it's not this, but I'm pretty sure it's that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's this weird kind of like hesitation. I think a lot of that's like social norms too, you know.
Conditioning.
It's weird to be like, oh, I'm channeling my future husband right now, you know, whatever. That's why I'm single. That's why I can't date you, because I know you're not him.
But you're not it.
Exactly. But yeah, that was cool because then I met up with him and I was like, no.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly. In our past life, we were like this close. And something just got a little bit in the way.
And so what do you feel the difference would be now with doing that, especially with the past life?
It's cool because I already knew, like, I've talked to him a few times, I knew that this life I'll meet up with him and it'll be good and everything will be like done, you know. It's just like, it's crazy because I think in the last like few months I found out about like the most recent past life that I had where I met him and I was like, yeah, started crying because I was like, it's so true. That's exactly what it is. And so when he led me through it, I was like, yeah, that stuff is what, yeah, oh, okay.
That's what got in the way.
Yeah, and there's a few different times too, and like in one of them that popped up, there was one where we literally like, I think we walked past each other and we kind of bumped each other and it was kind of like, oh, sorry, and we like made eye contact and we were kind of like, and then we had to like go do things that we were supposed to do. But we never really totally forgot about each other in that life. And then there were other ones where we got closer and closer. And then there's just like, I was either already taken, and because of social standing, I wasn't allowed to like, you know, leave my husband and then go be with him or whatever, you know. And so it was interesting because it was like, yes,
finally,
all the stuff I've been like building on my own is true, you know. So that was cool. And then the child selves was really fun. That was really neat too because it did take it from a whole new perspective of being like, oh, you're like this dude that I'm gonna get. It's like, oh, you were a kid at one point too. That's true. And like kind of like, I don't know, it kind of changed the perspective on it a lot more. And it kind of made me really think about, like, especially when we went into the point where we were talking about grandparents and stuff, like them and how their relationship goes and how they do take care of each other's child, like, personalities and stuff or whatever. And it was just interesting. It was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was just really cool.
You definitely had a big smile on your face during that part.
It was so cute. Like, all of us as like little kids. I was like, ooh, look at the little ones. And it was just, it's funny too, thinking like of your grandparents as like little kids. Well, you're a little kid too. And being like, oh, we're on the same plane. That's true. And that was just neat too, like being able to be like, making like amends with them without a doubt, like
for the sacral chakra one.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. It was cool. That was neat because once we all got down there, we were all laying on the ground, and because it's, you know, more condensed of an area, it's almost like we're all perfectly wrapped around this like sphere. But then on the inside, there was like a heartbeat that would happen occasionally that would rhythmically light up everybody's chakra. So all of a sudden it was like, boom, really, woo, and then, you know, like,
Awesome.
started rolling all the way up, and it was really cool. And so that part was really neat, and there was kind of a really light vibrating tone, and everybody had some of like the really nice mineral water that's down there, and like kind of vibrated in. Oh, there was one part earlier I forgot about where when I was walking with my significant other to the picnic table or whatever, like little picnic. No, there wasn't a table. It was just a picnic. Anyway, when I was walking out there with him, where I couldn't. It was crazy too, and I've done it a few times in my life, so it's normal. But I haven't held it for that long before, where my energy was more what I was feeling than my body itself, and it was just like really expansive, like almost where you feel like you're like a 400-pound human and you're just like and I was like, this is so weird, I don't know how I'm holding this for this long, you know? It's just like so strange, because like in my vision, in my mind's eye, I'm still me, but like physically how I felt, I was just like really expansive, and
felt big. Yeah,
so weird. And I've had that happen before in meditations where I'm like, what is this? Like, am I just really aware of like my energy field? Yeah, exactly. Or what? Which is funny, but I've never, like I said, had it hold that long.